today on Divorce Court.
We've come back to divorce court because we're ready to go ahead and finalize the divorce for once and for all.
My marriage is still in shambles. I just want to know if there's anything that we can do to save it, or should I just walk away?
I consider saving the marriage because since we've been separated, we've become good friends, and I like the person that she is now.
I think we're just staying together because it's convenient for us both at the moment. Definitely for my daughter.
I'm still considering a divorce because the friendships and the things she have with social media.
I hope the judge tells Emory that he needs to get himself together.
Divorce court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Emory Sheffield and Ivoiree Sheffield. The two of you have been married for 11 years, together for 12. You have a number of children between the two of you. You have been here before, a couple of years ago or about a year ago, asking for my advice. I gave it to you. I don't know what I said, but clearly it did not work. You are back here again. Let us take a look at what happened, and we'll move on from there.
A friend of mine had came over to my family member's house, and we were hanging out one night, and I ended up taking a selfie of me and my friend, and somehow he got the selfie. I don't know how he got it, but the next morning he called me, asking me all kinds of questions and all this and all that, and so he said he doesn't trust me enough to live in the house now.
Mr. Sheffield, how are you gonna not let your wife live at the marital home that you purchased?
One time she admitted that she had an affair.
Mr. Sheffield, is trust still a concern in your relationship?
Yes, Your Honor, that's why we're here now.
Tell me what has happened since then that has continued to cause those issues.
Well, after the last time we were here, Ivoiree did move back in. We were living together. And one day we was laying in the bed, and, you know, we both playing on our phones. And her phone rung, and it was a FaceTime. And it was from that same guy that I thought we were done with. So to me, it's like, you know, when I seen it, she hurried up, tried to slide the screen, put the phone down. And I said, well, you still talking to him? She was like, yeah, he FaceTime me from time to time. So for me, if you move from phone conversations to FaceTime, that's a little more extra to me.
That's another step in the wrong direction.
Yes.
Mrs. Sheffield, why don't you explain to me that particular circumstance?
First of all, I don't remember that situation. I don't remember being laying in the bed in the face. I don't remember that.
Remember none of that?
Not that specific situation, but the guy that he's referring to, I've known since the 7th grade. He is literally my best friend. So we talk all the time. We FaceTime all the time. We hang out all the time. So I wouldn't remember a specific instance of him FaceTiming me.
Do you know that Mr. Sheffield has some concerns with respect to this particular individual?
I mean, I guess he does, but I don't...
No. There's no I guess. Either you know or you don't know.
Yeah, I know he has a problem with that guy.
And what have you done to accommodate his concerns? Whether or not they're legit, what have you done to accommodate that particular issue that continues to bother him for a decade?
Well, it wasn't for a decade. I just want to say that.
All right, how long?
It was more so toward the end, before I left, is when that started being an issue for him, because the guy...
Well, you told me you've been friends since 7th grade.
Yes, we've been friends since the 7th grade, but we weren't in contact like that until more recently.
And what happened more recently that put you in more frequent contact with this guy? Oh, we gonna get there, Mr. Sheffield. Go ahead.
I mean, we just got closer over time. He got married, I was married. We just had more to talk about. We just had more in common. But I don't know what...
Is there anything, or has there ever been anything romantic between you and this one particular individual?
No.
Never, not one time, no touching, no none of that?
No.
At all?
No.
Now
He's my best friend, no.
Okay, all right. So tell me about the mess he's got in his phone.
Okay. He could be dead asleep. If I walk in the vicinity of his phone, he gonna wake up like, what you doing? Like, it's like serious, just like that. So, okay, I remember this one particular time, he was upstairs asleep. I was downstairs in the kitchen doing whatever. And my daughter came downstairs with his phone. She was playing the game. So the phone was open, so this was my opportunity. So I was like, let me see that phone real quick. No sooner than the phone touched my hand, I heard boom. He got out the bed. I was, oh. So he started running down the stairs, and then, you know, I got nervous. So I ran in the downstairs bathroom and locked the door. So I sit down, I get to scrolling, like, oh, she beautiful, huh? Okay. Oh, you miss her, huh? Okay. So I'm sitting there just going through the phone, and I hear him, Ivory, give me my phone. I ain't say nothing. So I guess he felt like he had to come get the phone. So he didn't go get the lock for the key for the lock. He didn't go get a card and slide through there. He came through the door. I'm talking about knock the frame off the wall. I'm talking about he came through there like, oh, yes, he did. I have a pic.
Did you come through the door, Mr. Sheffield?
Well, when I had it cracked, she was like trying to fight up on it, so I gave it a nice shove.
No.
I'm a big guy, so sometimes I don't know my own strength, but when I just, you know, threw the elbow, yeah, a little football move.
No.
A little football move.
Ain't no,
But let me ask you this. Why was this necessary?
Because I felt like no matter how many times she go through it, she never find anything, and we always argue and be distant.
But you got to break down.
So to stop it, just stop searching if it's nothing.
So you thought breaking down the door would end the problem?
Nah, but, you know.
You don't think that breaking down the door would lead to further suspicion?
Yeah, it does. It did.
Yeah.
But still,
I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what to say to you. I want to talk about what's really important to me is, Mrs. Sheffield, you keep moving in and out of the house. Like you're committed to it, then you're not committed to it. You want him, but you're not sure. Is he a convenience or he's your man? So now I want to talk about how you really feel about what you want from this man and this relationship.
I'm like, so why he ain't got the money for this cruise? So, you know, I do my Inspect the Gadget thing, get up in the bank account, and I see he spent $700 on a cruise for himself that I knew nothing about.
What one thing would you want from him that would make you change your mind about breaking up this family?
I just need for him to be more understanding. When I do come to him for something, or if I do finally come to him and say, listen, I need some attention, I need to spend some time with you, for it not to blow up into some big thing, to go further to where it's always end up me packing up and leaving every time, because he always tell me, if you don't like it, you can leave.
You did not feel, at least at that time, that you were his companion. You were both just in the house together. Has that changed at all?
Well, after I did move back in, 7 months later, I moved back out again because of everything that had happened.
But why'd you move out again?
The door situation, and then there was another situation with the cruise.
Well, tell me about the cruise.
Okay. The deal was, because we're both really big football fans, so the deal was that we were going to get season passes, and I was going to pay for the season passes. One of his family members was going on a cruise for their birthday. He was supposed to pay for the cruise, which was a good $400-500 less than what I was paying for the passes. So that was the deal. I got the passes. The season passes were paid for. So we coming up on time for the cruise, and I'm like, what's up with the cruise? He's like, he doesn't have the money. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out, why doesn't he have the money when I knew for a fact he had got a bonus from his job? And I'm like, so why he ain't got the money for this cruise? So, you know, I do my Inspect the Gadget thing, get up in the bank account, and I see he spent $700 on a cruise for himself with his class reunion that I knew nothing about. I ain't know nothing about his bonus. I ain't know nothing about his class reunion cruise. But he done paid for his own cruise, and we still ain't got no cruise.
Is that who you were cruising with?
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
That's your boy. Now, Mr. Sheffield, what's your version of that event?
My version is this. Before she moved back in the home, we were talking about getting back together. And my class came up with a cruise. So my friend, who you just seen, he was like, hey, man, let's share a cabin. I said, well, Ivory never been on a cruise, so before I go on the cruise with you, I got to take her on the cruise. He was like, okay, cool. A few weeks later, my family, you know, they called and they said, hey, we're going on a cruise, you know. I said, okay,
Y'all
cool.
some cruising people.
Yeah, I like to travel. So,
holy moly. I've been on more cruises in a year than I've been in a lifetime. Go ahead.
I said, well, that's cool. I can take Ivory on that cruise, and then I can go with my class cruise later. So we had a joint account. When I told her about the cruise, I said, use the money from the joint account to pay for the cruise. We had so much percent of our money from our checks going in, so I'm thinking she's handling the situation until I get a phone call from my sister, and she was like, hey, you know your payment due for the cruise? I was like, okay, when? She said, by tomorrow. I said, well, how much we owe? She said, pretty much all of it. So...
That's not, no.
Yes,
That ain't,
yes.
no.
So...
Did you ever end up cruising with her?
No.
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 And the reason why is, when she did her Inspector Gadget, she gave me a call, and she's going off about, she's seen I paid, because my friend paid half once I told him I can go.
Right.
So I repaid him and paid the rest of my payment. Right. So when I found out that our part wasn't paid for, my sister said, hey, I will cover your part, you pay me later. I called my sister in front of her after she went into her rant and confirmed we can still go. And I don't know if it was anger or embarrassment, but she said, I don't want to go now. So we didn't go.
I got it. Is that pretty much what happened?
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
I mean, okay,
Well,
yeah.
is
It
it
just
close
didn't
enough?
go that way. It didn't really go that way. Like,
Yeah, I'm about to drown in this cruise water, so I'm just... I want to talk about your money, what you're doing with it, and how it's impacting on your relationship as a whole. Do you want a divorce?
Yes, I do.
Do you want a divorce?
I'm sorry.
Is it okay for your partner to keep chatting with childhood friends of the opposite sex? Tell us what you think at Divorce Court.
What I would do if I were you, I would rephrase that as I'm putting the family's needs ahead of my own. Because what frightens me about couples these days is it's two separate entities that are every once in a while merging with a purpose. But you guys are working for the same thing. Right. So it's like not mine or you or yours, and it's a we thing, not a me thing.
You said in your paperwork here today that you didn't make getting a divorce a priority. It's otherwise, I've been spending so much money on cruises and stuff, I can't pay for the divorce. Do you want a divorce?
Yes, I do.
Do you want a divorce?
I didn't know. I don't know. But
You're not sure?
yeah, I'm not sure.
You still care? It still matters? You still love him? You still want your family to be together?
Most days, yeah.
Most days. What is it that you love about him, or what is it that's good about the home that makes you want to maintain it?
It's just been a lot of time invested. It's over a whole decade of my life. My entire 20s was dedicated to my marriage, and it's always been a big deal for me that my daughter has both of her parents, and I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. This is your life.
I didn't want to get emotional. But it's always just been a big deal for me that my daughter has both of her parents in the household with her, because that's something that I always, wanted. I always wanted a relationship with my dad, and I never had it. So I just really wanted that for her, and I just wanted the whole happy family thing.
Right, I got you. Are you any closer to that than you were?
No. I mean, I feel like now that it's been 2.5 years that we've been separated, and I feel like this is the first time we've actually been friends. I feel like we're actual friends now. We can talk to each other about everything, and Are
you not in the same house?
We are.
We are, but I have my own room.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mr. Sheffield, but you believe a divorce is the way to go. You tell me why.
As opposed to her having one male friend, I'm sure it's multiplied. And the trust part is still there. Like now, she doesn't have to lie to me about her relationships because I don't care. She can just tell me, but it can be times when like she's out, I got our child, I call, she sent me the voicemail. When I talk to her, she'll say, well, my phone was dead or it was in the car. Then later on, she tell me she was on a date, and I'm like, why did you lie? And it's always, I don't want to hurt you, but I'm like, you can tell me the truth at this point. And it's times when we were riding in the car and someone kept texting her, the name kept popping up and she'll hurry up and click it off, or she'll take her phone from the Bluetooth so they won't come. But if we're not together, you don't have to hide that from me.
It's a respect
Because that can mess up my judgment.
Right.
And on the good part is, I don't want to mess up the friendship we have now.
Right.
If we tried to do it again.
You've got a basis of friendship going on now because the trust issues are gone because you're not really together. Right. What would you need from her? Listen up. what would you need from her to take this friendship back into the relationship?
It would be to really put me first, be honest and open, the same way you would want me to be. And we just got to support and encourage each other better.
I mean, I have these same trust issues that he has. He done had a whole girlfriend since we've been separated. I haven't. He lied to me about that. So I don't understand why he wants me to be so upfront and honest with him when he's not doing it. He's not doing it for me.
Okay, I got you. Let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to climb up a tree, go out on a limb. Please don't saw it off. What is the worst reason to continue an unhappy relationship? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Divorce Court will be right back. You got a daughter for whom you need to make an extraordinary effort. And the nonsense about which the two of you are concerned is the nonsense that is leveling our society as a whole. We got these dumb instruments in our phone, and I like my phone, okay, fine. I like my computer, okay, fine. I like my iPad, okay, fine. But I know when to put that sucker down. It's too easy for us in this day and age to connect, to reach, to touch beyond the sanctity of our home. The best, the most beautiful, the strongest, the most stable, the most meaningful thing you can construct in anybody's life is a home that is solid, its foundation is whole. You don't need that friend from the 7th grade. If it bothers him, you duck out on that dude because he is a priority. Your daughter is priority. To heck with him. If I got a dude friend that my husband don't, he's gone. Because that brother committed his life to me. This brother's committing your life to you. And he's like, hey, man, I love you to death, man, but my husband don't like it, so I can't do it. Because that's what you do when you're married. When you're married, it's about your home. It is about the country Sheffield. The country Sheffield has no intruders. It doesn't have anybody poking and dipping. Nobody on the phone. You don't have conversations with other women about nothing other than it's my boss and I'm showing up to work. Lay that nonsense down. Just lay it down. There's nothing wrong with the two of you other than you're too easily distracted by nonsense. And both of you are distrustful. So what you have to do is do extra trustful things. Take the code off your phone. Just take it off. You show him your phone, you hit. Anything you don't like, you take it off. Anything he don't like, take it off. And start all over again. And don't defend your right to talk to whomever. And don't defend, well, last year you did this. This is new. This is new. Emory meet Ivoiree. Ivoiree meet Emory. Today is the day. It is new. Open your phone, open your heart, and shut out the rest of the world. Because I want your daughter to have two intelligent, kind, loving parents on her corner, and I think you can pull it off. You heard me?
Yes, ma'am.
This matter is adjourned.
Judge Lynn begged and pleaded, for you guys to step up and make this work. You did say that you wanted a divorce.
Yes, I did.
Are you leaving here today thinking differently?
In a way, yes. Yes.
And what are your thoughts today?
I was just very unclear as to what he wanted before we got here. So when he, when he said he wanted a divorce, it really hurt me. But I mean, I'm still open to making my marriage work for us and for our kids.
Can we get a hug here? Let's just get a hug. Let's just hug it out. I feel love over here. I do.